Greetings, duelists, and welcome to another deck report. This is Season 6X, week number 5, and the special deck that I have for you guys today is something that I had in the back of my mind for a couple of weeks now. Now, it's going to be less of a surprise, it's going to be less special because this deck did win YCS Bologna. However, my inspiration for this profile does not come from that YCS. I'm going to give a shout out to Team Top Cut. I will post their video in the description. Brendan Outlaw, one of the duelists, piloted this deck, and they talk a lot about it. And yes, the deck that we're going to show is Vanquish Soul. Now, before I show you the variation of Vanquish Soul K9, I'm gonna show you like a combo. This combo might look familiar for a lot of people, but there's a small twist to this combo that probably people will not expect. So we're going to normal summon Noroi. Noroi is going to special Joko. Joko is going to add us Lantern. So far so good. We're going to overlay to Ripper. Ripper is going to detach. We're going to detach Noroi. It really won't matter what we detach here, but we're just detaching Noroi because of, you know, like the ideology that you have to give yourself when you're playing this deck. And we're going to add another Joko. We're going to use Lantern's effect. Lantern is going to bring back Noroi. We're going to use Lantern for Case. Case, we're going to grab Izuna. Now, this is where things are going to change a little bit differently. In past combos, you would make Saryuya, and you just Saryuya to RNG your hand because you already have Ripper, and you basically look at their hand with Noroi. We're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to overlay these two, and we're going to summon River Stormer. Now, you look at this River Stormer, and you're probably thinking, oh no, we're probably going to do Crystron or like Spell Canceller or like Infinite Track combos, right? Well, think again. We're going to add an Earth Machine, right? Super Heavy Samurai Motorbike. This card came out in 2023 in Cyberstorm Axis. And this card reads, if you have no spell and traps in your graveyard, you can discard this card, add a Super Heavy Samurai monster from your deck to your hand, except Motorbike. You can only use this effect once per turn. Now, before we talk about why is this card in here, I guess we can show you the rest of the combo, and then we can just talk about Super Heavy Samurai as a whole, right? But I think you can figure it out by now. We're going to discard the Motorbike. We don't have spell and traps in our graveyard yet. The only spell on the field is Case for K9, and this does not count for spell and traps on the field. It only counts for the graveyard. So with that, we're going to add Wakauchi. We're going to activate Wakauchi. Wakauchi is going to put Big Bang K. We're going to summon Wakauchi, and now we're going to do the Big Bang Case effect, and there are two options. One is that thing that you just saw right now. We'll get back to that a little bit later. And then you have the Soul Gaia Booster, and that's the one that we're going to add. So we're going to use the Soul Gaia Booster. Soul Gaia Booster is going to be equipping to Wakauchi. We still don't have spell and traps in graveyard, so we can special the Gaia Booster. And this is going to overlay into a rank 4 XYZ. And the rank 4 we're summoning is Battling Boxer King Dempsey. You probably are familiar with this. You already seen this like in a few videos of mine. And if you haven't seen it in my videos, you've probably seen it in like other stuff. Like you've seen it as a tech in Lunalight. You've seen it as a tech like in the Fire King strategy. You've seen it in Rescue Ace decks. In this instance, we're going to add Rosin. Yes, Rosin is a Fire Warrior that is searchable by Dempsey. Now that we did all this, now we're going to Joko Izuna, and we're going to use Izuna, dump Lupus, and we're going to grab all these four, and we're going to summon the Saryuya. Now, this is the same combo that you're used to seeing, like with the K9 cards. The big difference here is the rosin is guaranteed in our hand. So no matter what variance you get with Sarjuya's draws, you are always guaranteed to summon rosin. And it can also do a lot of other things, right? Because you could draw into another Wakauchi, and Wakauchi can be placed in the Pendulum skill for a full Pendulum summon. You can like draw into like a few other cool cards that you can use to pair alongside rosin. But we're just going to special rosin, and check this out. Rosin, we're going to search for Matlove. We're going to link away into rock. We're going to rock to summon the Matlove. We're going to Matlove to add the Vanquish Soul Start, and we're going to Vanquish Soul Start to add Holisu. All of this was a one-card combo with Noroi. And again, the Sarjuya RNG draws like don't matter here because the rosin is guaranteed. I'd say this is pretty cool, right? You don't have to add Holisu. You can add whatever, depending on the rest of your hand. But, you know, for a one-card combo, I think this is kind of neat. And I guess we can talk about the super heavy samurai cards now. So, the attributes for super heavy samurai, they all match Vanquish Soul attributes. This is an earth. This is a dark. You're going to see Soulfire in a moment, and Soulfire is a fire attribute monster. So they're all Vanquish Soul attributes. They work really well without spell and traps in the graveyard. Most Vanquish Soul lists don't play that many spell and traps. Like the only spells that you typically see in the deck are like consistency spells. Shout out to Joshua Schmidt, who did play the most minimalistic spell count in his Vanquish Soul strategy. And made top 8 in Bologna. Now let's go to another replay. This is going to show you more stuff that you can do with Super Heavy Samurai. We're going to Wakauchi, Wakauchi into Big Ben into Gaia Booster. We're going to Gaia Booster. And if you look at our hand is pretty okay, right? Like, we still don't have rosin yet, but this hand is kind of playable with the stuff that we already have on hand. Now, instead of like making King Dempsey, we're going to make Omega. And this Wakauchi is going to be placed in the spell and trap zone. Now we're going to activate the Motorbike. Motorbike is going to add us the Soulfire suit. And this is a fire attribute. Now let's read Soulfire suit real quick. You can target Super Heavy Samurai monster you control, equip this monster from your hand to your side of the field. Its level becomes 5. During either player's turn, you can discard it and protect the Super Heavy Samurai monster. This card is pretty cool because it gives you synergy with Canines if you're playing the Vanquish Soul cards. Like alongside the these cards. Like if you see right now, we don't have any Canines in our hand at all. So this can make the bridge into Canine possible. But more importantly, the other thing that Soulfire is providing is that it's a searchable fire attribute monster that can be tutored out with your Super Heavy Samurai cards. And fire is the most lacking attribute in the Vanquish Soul strategy, especially with rosin being limited. You need it for Jiaolong for adding, because Jiaolong is the best Vanquish Soul when it gets to resolve its effects. So yeah, now we can Pendulum Summon. We're going to Pendulum Summon Jiaolong and Heavy Burger. Since we have 2 fires in our hand, we're going to Jiaolong. Jiaolong is going to add. We're going to add the Dr. Matlove. We're going to Heavy Burger, reveal Matlove. We're going to draw. We're going to use this special. This for Vanquish Soul Start. Vanquish Soul Start for Holisu. And you can keep going. Like, you can go Holisu, reveal Matlove, special, Holisu to reveal Fire and Dark, summon Rosin. Like, you can do a lot more than what you just see here on screen, right? And then with Holisu and the Jiaolong, you can make the Canine engine. Like, pretty cool stuff. Now, this is not going to be an optimal combo. This is just showing you other things I discovered while making this list. Because for me, the most fun thing about this game is when you get to discover combos. They don't have to be the best combos. They don't have to be combos that just work on the spot. They just have to be combos that are just interesting, right? Because who knows? Maybe somebody looks at this video and say, "Hey, that combo that I saw on this video, I can perfect it, and maybe it could be even better." So we're going to add Prodigy effect. Prodigy to Big Ben. Big Ben is going to add the Soul Gaia booster. We're going to summon the Soul Gaia, and we're going to synchro to Omega. And we're going to like Rhoda, like, you know, if you open the one-offs, you might as well, right? We already have all our super heavy samurai setups, so we don't care about this Rhoda being in the graveyard anymore. We're going to add Noroi because we still haven't normal summoned. We're going to Omega to rip from the hand. We're going to Noroi summon. Noroi for Joko. Joko for Izuna. Now, we're going to Ripper. Ripper detach. We're going to add another Joko. And this is going to feel very freestyle. But trust me, the punchline will come real quick. It will come in a moment. We're going to River Stormer to add. This motorbike cannot be activated because of Rhoda, but we already activated motorbike anyway, so Lantern into Noroi. And this is the interesting part. This is the part that is going to be different from everything else that we were doing. Again, this is not the most optimal combo. You can do a lot of more optimal things than what I'm about to do. But again, this is basically me experimenting. We're going to Lantern add first release. This card is optional. Now we're going to link away the River Stormer and the Noroi into Clifford Genius. For those who don't know what this card is, this is a Link 2 monster that requires 2 machines. And this card reads, this Link Summon card is unaffected by spell, traps, and monster effects. Other than effect of other Link monsters specifically. Once per turn, you can target one face-up card on each player's field as a discard. Both of those cards have their effect negated. When 2 or monsters are special summoned at the same time this card points to, you can add a level 5 or higher machine monster from your deck to your hand. So few things to note about this card. With the popularity of Malice, this card is just good against Malice. No matter what the Malice M board is, they cannot stop this card. Like, you cannot imperm this, you cannot MTP07 this, you cannot hard script to this. That already makes it pretty interesting, right? Another really cool thing is when 2 monsters are special summoned at the same time this card points to, this is not once per turn. So if you activate Joko to special summon to the zone, if you activate Lantern to special summon into the zones, those count as multiple summons for monsters at the same time. So they all trigger Genius. Also, Pendulum summoning in this deck also triggers Genius, which is the intended purpose because Clifford is a Pendulum deck. So now what we're going to do is we're going to Pendulum summon. We're going to Pendulum summon Rosin and Motorbike. We're going to Rosin effect and we're going to Genius effect. So Genius is going to add Heavy Borgar and Rosin adds Mad Love. Oh yeah, so Genius can add Heavy Borgar. Heavy Borgar is a level 7 machine. I guess I should have asked what are we adding with this, but you know, really cool stuff. This can also add Noroi. This can also add Regulus. This can also add Spell Canceller. But we're just going to add Heavy Borgar because it is the one that makes the most sense, right? And the most optimal play here is probably going to be like Rosin into Rock to summon Mad Love to grab the Jiaolong and like have a way to summon Jiaolong. use Heavy Burger, reveal, draw, Jiaolong, summon. We're going to do something else because, again, this is all for the sake of experimentation, right? So you see this heavy super heavy samurai soul fire suit? Yeah, we're going to use this now. We're going to, well, first we're going to Heavy Burger. Heavy Burger is going to draw. We drew into Holy Sue. Again, this didn't matter. This could have grabbed us Holy Sue with the Vanquish Soul start. But we're now going to use the Soulfire suit. Soulfire suit we're going to equip to Motorbike. And now Motorbike is level 5. Which means we can make rank 5s with this. And this is why it's very cool to see how synergistic this engine is with both K9 and with Vanquish Soul. Like, this being a fire reveal, this being a level 5 enabler, this being like a machine monster. Like, it just makes a lot of sense. So we're summoning the Nash Knight. You can summon anything else at that venture. We're going to rock into Holy Sue into start into Jiaolong, and you can summon Holy Sue special, yeah, and yeah, that's it. So this is the list. It's 43 cards, but trust me, like, the consistency is there despite it being over 40 cards. Like, Wakaushi and Motorbike are more starters for your Vanquish Soul engine. These are just really good attribute reveals for your Vanquish Souls as well. You already saw that Soulfire suit can make K9s, like enable K9 combos and strategies. We're just playing 5 spells. Like, we don't need any more. You can even arguably take out the first release. Like, we really don't need this card. But again, this is all in good fun. The extra that could be a little bit better. You can pretty much play your typical K9 Vanquish Soul extra deck, like everything that you typically would play in this deck. Like, the only real addition is that King Dempsey and the River Stormer. And there are a lot of K9 decks that already play River Stormer, including pure ones. So I don't think there's the most like outlandish thing out there. It's also kind of cool that K9s can bridge into Super Heavy Samurais, which then bridge you into Vanquish Soul. Like, that is another really cool thing that you can do here in this deck. Yeah, I hope you liked this profile. I hope this was informative to your liking and understanding. It's really cool that Vanquish Soul won the YCS. I really do think this is a very cool deck. It is kind of sad that we see these cards are like at lower numbers, and I don't think Vanquish Soul is going to be like a top 2 meta deck. I think Vanquish Soul K9 was a very good meta pick for like the past week, with Malice and Dracotel being very, very popular. But again, this deck is a lot of fun. I think you will do very well at locals, like with something like this. And you already know me. I like being super creative with this strategy. But yeah, happy Thanksgiving. This is gonna be like probably my last video of the week. See you guys in December. Keep practicing and keep dueling.